want to invite everybody here to participate in something with me. But first I want to qualify myself, if that's okay, before I get into the topic. And what was coming through on my way here was thinking, okay, well, this is a New Thought church. I don't know if I have any new thoughts. And actually, I don't know if any new thoughts exist in the field. Like, there are no new musical notes. There are just different arrangements of what we have that make it beautiful and the space in between. So what I'm going to offer you isn't original, and yet the way that it comes through me might be new and original because of the combination of what my life has brought to this point. So I just want to give you a snapshot into like the last 10 days of my life. I traveled between 2 countries, made love multiple times, went camping with my kids, wanted to hide in my room, sang to soothe myself, shared my music with others, stood my ground about what's true, lost my shit and yelled at my kids, supported others with their challenges, created a brand and a process for my coaching work, had challenging conversations with my partner about my insecurities, hiked off trail to the Dungeness River and jumped in naked, told my mom, sister, and my dad that I loved them, felt like a fake and like giving up on my life, practiced conscious breathing, had lunch with a new friend, doom scrolled, sang my kids to sleep, practiced connection with my body, cried, learned a new song, prepared a fresh meal for my kids, asked for help, sat in meditation, prayed for peace in the heart of all beings, found love again, felt like I'm failing in life and business, called my spirit back home and cleared my energy field, breathed for 15 minutes in the freezing cold ocean, felt a deep sense of gratitude, got distracted, celebrated myself and others, wondered when I'm going to get my shit together, and watched it all go by like a movie. So what I want to invite everybody to do is we'll close our eyes, and I want to invite you to respond. We'll all make a sound together. What sound you make, I want you to tune into what you're feeling right now. And I want you to give yourself the opportunity to authentically express that with a sound. And that could be a joyous yee sound, or it could be bleh. It could be a grunt. It could be a sigh. It could be anything. But we're going to close our eyes, and we're all going to do it together at once on the count of 3. After we take a few breaths, I'll count to 3. And I want you to challenge yourself to show up in that practice authentically for you. Forget about everybody else in the room and make the sound that you feel for you. So let's take 3 breaths. Close the eyes. Next breath. One more. And I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you for being informed. So the talk tonight is about the information of truth, as if I have that. However, we all do. And what came through the other day was that we don't need to have it all figured out. We don't need to know how everything works and how it's going to line up in the future. We don't need to reference our life based on what's coming from the field. Right now in this information age, they say we're in an information age, you have at your fingertips access to absolutely almost every potential that exists in the field. Or at least some visual representation or idea representation of it. And yet, what I notice is that many, and myself included, can be living our life based on what the world outside is showing. So I get pulled into the information out here, and I'm allowing that to inform my action, when actually my action should be informed from how I feel. What do you want? How do you want to move in this moment? What's in the way aside from the belief that I can't do it, or I'm going to be maybe ridiculed, or I'm going to be seen as a crazy person? You know, the craziest people in history are the ones that preached love. Until they were crazy, till everybody went crazy for them because they could resonate with what they're saying. You know? So what is the process for being truly informed in this information age? Because I could easily tune into what's being broadcast, and the regular story is doom and gloom. There's nothing new happening that hasn't been happening forever. How do I make peace with those parts of myself that get anxious when I hear of something, some dissension happening in the world, even right in front of me, but let alone in a far-off country, that elicits a feeling? But then I find myself tuned into that feeling. I want to attach to it. I want to say how wrong it is. I want to spend all my time talking to my friends about how this shouldn't be happening. And yet, what's happening in my life around me? What's here? To check back in, to be informed. Okay, this breath. Okay, that's happening. That's real. What's the feeling in his body right now? Oh, maybe there's some anxiety. You know, maybe there's some deep sadness for wanting to not feel that there's suffering in this place and to be able to stop it somehow. Maybe there's a deep sadness and grief. Am I honoring that? Maybe what I really want to do is scream. I'm going to give myself permission to do that. When's the last time you gave yourself permission to scream? Because you wanted to, because you felt like that honored how you feel in this moment. You know, we can't keep it bottled. So being informed then allows the energy of life to flow through. This is authentic. This is life flowing now. I'm being informed by the truth within me. The breath that is moving, this now moment experience of feeling. So thinking, I think, you know, there's only our old stories in the thoughts and what we can imagine into the future. And neither of those are happening now. But a feeling, an energy might be happening now. Right now in this moment, what does my body say? what is my body saying to me? I was speaking to a client earlier today, and he was talking about his experience of pushing too hard in life for his work, and then finding that his body making him stop by this total feeling of stress and overwhelm that he literally has to sit down and can't continue. What is our body saying in the moment about how we're expressing our energy? Are we being informed, or is it the idea that I have to do these things or else? And in this way, we start to inform the field with how we want to experience our life. Then the field can respond in turn, but we have to be patient and we have to be authentic. That the quote from Reverend Lassia about stepping into the truth of authenticity. Authenticity doesn't always look like what we've been told love is. My informed authenticity sometimes doesn't feel like love, but it's truth. And truth is love in the highest form. And how do we express that? Where am I holding back? What do I need to say that I'm not saying? What questions do I need to ask myself that I haven't been asking? And we can take a time out at any time to tune in, to be informed, and make everything else wait. And then meet the field when we're ready. This is why the practice of conscious connected breath work has been so powerful for me as a healing path, and also as a modality that I share with others to hand people the keys to their authenticity. The encouragement as we practice diaphragmatic breathing and dig deeper into our subconscious and unconscious mind is that our old patterns come to the surface. The old ways with which we shut down and resist the expansion of life. The new time that's waiting for each and every one of us to bloom into being. And it's not pretty. The path of authenticity and truth is not pretty. It's real. It's horrible. It's extravagantly beautiful. And it's also awful. And as we use a self-practice to allow all of the aspects of a human experience to be felt, then everything in the world just becomes okay. Not even just okay, but necessary and perfectly aligned. And it's not that anything changed, but what I'm seeing through changes. All the old stories that I was informed from outside, my parents or teachers or that one person who told me I was worthless or whatever it is. And you'll have to remind me when I'm getting close to the time because I'm totally not paying attention. Okay. Okay, beautiful. And are we still operating in that way? The essence of art, where we see beauty in the world as art, a new expression with the same old colors, just new combinations, the same old notes, but with new combinations, wants to come through each and every one of us. And each and every one of us is a totally unique and true individual way of expressing something very powerful. So I will leave you with a question to sit with. What am I dying to bring alive in my life? And if you know what it is, go do it and ask for help, and people will help you. You can ask me for help. I would love to support you. Yeah. I think that was probably like 30 seconds, but yeah, let's leave it there. I want to give gratitude to the Creator. For making breath, for making life. For the 4 directions and all the spiritual support that we have around us, seen and unseen. Thank you.